What's going on, variable traders? BrendonD here, taking a look at PBR, over 4 billion share float with this stock. Now this stock was following a SPY, not following a SPY, in play, out of play. So I decided to take a trade on it initially, and ended up taking 2 trades. But my first trade was, the first thing I noticed was looking at the 5 minute, saw some wicks here, definitely not showing strength, having trouble at high a day, and said, all right, kind of a little flat top here. Now if it breaks out, it could head up to this 200. But let's see what happens. I said, you know, I definitely like this 50 on 1 minute, 50 EMA on 1 minute. Saw that is definitely a strong point, that if it loses that, it could test this 50 EMA on the daily, which is this level right here, and it could test a low day potentially. So I wanted to see what it was doing around that 50. And what I did was, I went short right at the close of this 5 minute candle. It closed below the 20 on the 5 minute. So that's when I went short, saying, okay, that's a pretty weak sign. My stop was high a day, so I had an initial 1-to-1 risk reward, and I don't want to take a trade less than 1-to-1 risk reward. Now my other target was low a day, so I really had about a 2-to-1 overall when I was analyzing this trade before I entered. So I took it short just at this level here. Thought that after the 5 minute I would lose confidence and head down, so I took it short, 1-to-1 risk reward. First scale out was at the 50 EMA on the daily, just to lock in profits. Move the stop to break even there. And then next target was a low day, so I took out a little more, held it, decided even through this pullback here, I said we're going to hold it because I had 2 nice scale outs here. Didn't test break even, which was nice, didn't even crack VWAP. And then I was just holding it, to see what was going on. And just was trending down on the 9 on the 1 minute. And just took it off a little more here, just because that was a nice move down. And then last bit when I was chopping in this 1 minute area here. So yeah, nice trade I thought, and definitely this kind of VWAP trade, that losing important levels on the 1 minute, and just taking it to different, you know, low day and 50 EMA on the daily. So just yeah, just a nice trade down, failing to break high day. All right, guys. So second trade on PBR was a reversal. Now, I know we like to use a 15 minute. It's a very solid strategy to use that, but I just didn't have enough time. The stock was taking too long. It looked like it was already making the move off the 5 minute. So please, Rob, forgive me that I didn't use a 15 minute chart, that I only used a 5 minute. And the reason being was this, I mean, look at these bottoming candles here, this nice doji candles, just beautiful. I mean, just, it was almost picture perfect. Seemed like a really strong bottom here. And I think a lot of traders took that. That's why it pulled back to the 9, which was my first target. So I had to stop a low a day and a first target of the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. So that was about a 1-to-1 again. I don't take trades less than 1-to-1 risk reward. And that was my first scale out. And then just looking at the 1 minute here, was I entered above the 20 on the 1 minute. Now it didn't fully close above that. It wasn't the prettiest entry because it did pull back and shopped around for another minute or two. But just looking at the 5 minute, I said this is based off the 5 minute chart, this was a good entry to test the 50 on the 1 minute and the 9 on the 5 minutes. So that was my first scale out. The next one was just kind of cracking above there. Just want to take off a little more, move stop to break even, and this is where a little bit trouble started, where that I could potentially pull back and test my entry, because my entry was a little late in terms of just seeing where it could pull back in a 5 minute. There's definitely room that I could have pulled back into the middle. This candle, the big, large wick, so definitely could have pulled back. And I did get stopped out, and unfortunately it did run up later in the day. But the thing is, I don't want to break my rules. Now, once I scale out some profit, I always move to break even. I don't want to take the risk of having a win and become a loser. It's just worth it to me to make less money, stick to my rules, and to change my rules based on the price action at the time, because you may be able to do that with years of experience, but right now I have to stick to my rules, and that is how I locked in 2 scale up profits and protected anything to go against me. Even if I missed this move to VWAP, oh well. But you need rules. In the long run, you will make money, and then you can graduate to the times where you can allow for a little bit more of a pullback based on your time in the chair with the market. So that's my trades on PBR, guys. Take care.